What's going on, Dragon Brawlers? Welcome back to Players Guild. I'm Scott Sedman, your guild master, and joined by Luke Smith.
Hello.
Hi, dude. How you
Yes, I
doing?
is Loki Smith. I is not alien taking over.
Okay, I'll believe you. Sus. Button Fortnite. No, that's Among Us. Wow, they're not the same game at all, Scott. Um, yeah. So today we're gonna go over the secrets and promos from the set. Give them a grade, and then we're gonna give you an overview of the set and whether you should get skip, singles, or sealed. Ah, see, that's pretty cool. I like that. See, it's pretty cool. So without further ado, what is graded P Loki?
What?
What is graded?
Graded is a series where we grade all the new cards being released in any product. In this case, we're looking at Saiyan Showdown, which is UW6 set 15. So that's not confusing at all. We go color by color, which we already did. It's all on our channel. And then today we're going to be talking about the set as its own, the total of all the colors together. We're talking mechanically, design wise, and thematically. So, what do we think about the set? What do we think is how do we think it's going to affect the game altogether? And are we going to enjoy it or not? Or again, as Scott said, we're going to grade it S today for sure. Question is it going to be skip, sealed, or singles?
Yeah, so let's get into it with SS4, the Vermilion Saiyans. Really cool card. We'll go. There's only 4 secret rares. We'll go over them. For each card color among cards in battle areas and energy areas, so you and your opponent choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, send it to its owner's warp. For each card sent to the warp using this skill, up to one of your leader cards gets 5k power for the turn. Activate main if you have 4 or more energy. Play up to 2. Play up to 4 black multicolor cards with different card names and energy costs 2 from your deck. Then shuffle your deck.
Character names, not card names.
Yes.
So you can either use the counter attack or you can use the activate main. The activate main is obviously for the Bardock deck.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
But
it's
that.
a interesting negate. I don't think the card is. I mean, the secret is good essentially in any deck that uses more than one color.
Yeah.
Or in this case, if you're not playing a monocolor deck and playing against an opponent that uses the same color, the secret is good.
Yeah.
And the most important one for me is that this secret is absolutely amazing in Milnemba.
Oh, crack. Yeah. Yeah, you can run it in Milnember. Holy poop. Because it's a one drop secret rare.
Yes, and Milnemba runs 2 free colors.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Trinember, you got Aegis Genember. So yeah.
Yeah, so this card is actually really good. It can definitely remove some of the attackers very easily when they overpower you with just how wide the board is. Sensus the leader. Of course, the activate main you never use on in the Janemba deck, but doesn't change the fact that yeah.
Yeah. And then we got Wicked Saiyans, which is a very interesting one. Has the permanent if it's removed from the battle area, it's removed from the game instead. If your opponent has 2 or more energy and your leader card is green, yellow, or shares a character name with any on this card, it gains dual attack and blocker. Also, 2, at the end of a battle in which this card is used to come from combo from your hand, your opponent may choose 4 of their cards, switch them to rest mode. If they do, remove this card in your drop area from the game. If they don't, play this card from your drop area and your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and discards them. So basically, if they don't have 4 cards to rest, this card's pretty nasty.
I must say I'm surprised at the colors,
Oh yeah?
as in that this is green and yellow secret because I was expecting a green and red secret.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that makes sense in terms of what we've seen in the set. Yeah. Um
Exactly.
I can get behind that. I like it in terms of, again, it's that mix that we saw with the Cabba and Vegeta of resting with yellow, discarding with green.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I think the deck is absolutely amazing.
oh,
Um,
but just like in general, just like, oh, it's weird. I agree.
yeah.
Um, in terms of the color choice, because then we have red and blue, which is the Radiant Saiyans, and this one, ooh, this one's
It's again
interesting.
not the color combination we expected of this set, right? Because that would be blue and yellow.
Yeah, red and blue is very, very different. Again, certain permanent. If this card is removed from the battle area, it's removed from the game instead. And then if this card has, if your opponent has 2 or more energy, your leader card is red or blue or shares a name with the cards on this card, characters on this card. This card gets double strike and crit, so that's nasty. And it has the similar effect of pay 2 at the end of the battle, in which this will be used with a combo. You may play this card from your drop area. If you don't, choose up to 4 of your opponent's battle cards and place them at the bottom of their owner's decks, and remove this card from the game. You have to choose, so I don't know why you would never not play a double strike critical at 40k, but sure.
Sure, but I just noticed something about those 2 secrets that I have not noticed earlier.
Oh?
There's 0 cost 10k combos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd have to pay for the comboing from the hand.
They're really, really good. And another thing that I find really weird is that the Radiant Saiyans doesn't have any additional tags.
Yeah, neither of them do. They're just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't have a U6. It doesn't even have heroine.
Yeah, that's the one thing I feel like that's a missed opportunity, but I get it. They're just.
To be
It's
honest, if you
Saiyan
wanted to
Showdown,
put...
they're showing off Saiyans.
Yeah. With the Wicked Saiyans, essentially the only one you missed is the God from Goku Black.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
There's no other trade you missed.
No, but with Radiant Saiyans, there's a bunch.
There is a bunch because there's heroine, there is U6. I'm still... Bula is not GT, is she?
GT's not a trait, is it? It's a character
No,
name.
it's a character, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's only
Pardon?
It's only 2, because Bula was not part of the U7.
Yeah, Bulla's given the normal attack here. She's not Bulla GT.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because Gine BR's Gine BR, and then Cauliflower Kale. That's very interesting. Then we move on to Pan Maiden. Time Patrol Maiden. The guest character, which was really poor choice of words. Hopefully they won't make that mistake again. But Panzino's finally in the card game, something I've been asking for a long time. In fact, like literally when we did the Giant Force reveals, I think I even mentioned it as way back as then. So, counter attack if you have 3 or more energy, play this card. Your opponent can't attack with battle cards for the turn. You can't activate counter skill on copies of this card for the game. Permanent. For each battle card in play, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2. So again, either player's field. So it can quickly become free, essentially.
Yeah, because it doesn't have any specified cost.
And then activate main, pay 1, remove this card from the game, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and gain control of it. Yeah?
I think this card has very scary potential.
Oh, same.
Mostly because I'm fully expecting Dragon Ball to try to do something along the lines of, to play this battle card, you need to bounce one of your battle cards to your hand. Oh, it's an archetype in Magic.
They kind of already have that with the Great Saiyan, though.
No. So the one in Magic says you need to return something to hand when it's like a forced auto that you need to choose one of your cards to return to your hand.
Yeah.
So if that's your only card, that card goes back to your hand.
Oh.
So it's like a 1 mana 2/2 or something in Magic.
Okay.
So imagine like a 1 mana 15k battle card, but when you play it, you need to choose one battle card you control and put it back into your hand.
Okay.
So if this costs 0, you drop it, you attack. Then you play one of those cheap cards, bounce this back to hand, attack with the cheap card, play her again, attack again, bounce her to hand. You see the potential.
Yeah, I understand where your mind is at. Then let's where are we at now? With Raditz, the rebooted Raditz, long awaited and long requested by Peter. Loki. Your alter ego of Peter. And then, yep. So there we go.
I like this Raditz. I still regret that activate main still forces you to discard. But being able to get critical, nice.
Yeah, and then on the awakened side, the only downside is there's 4 non-black cards from your opponent's warp. So against black, you kind of out of luck, really.
Yeah, this deck still doesn't work against black.
Which is a shame.
At the same time, they couldn't make it work against black because black was warping their own stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Then we have...
SS3 Nappa is an amazing unison for Raditz. But you still have only one target for his ultimate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, only this Scramble.
Oh, is it still SS3 Scramble's the only target?
Yeah. Because the one we got right now is not red-green multicolor. It's green-yellow.
Yeah, right, I'm with you now.
That's why I was expecting red-green.
Huh. Strange.
Because there's no way that next set we're getting red-green Raditz. So I guess at this point we're waiting for Anniversary Box support?
Maybe? Then we have Nappa Golden Invader, which is a nice little unison. Oh, wait, no, we just literally talked about that. Scott, bloody hell.
Yep, we just talked about it.
Literally brain farted. Destined Confrontation from the premium packs. Nice card. Kind of wish... we saw more of this, because I really like the concept of what's introduced here of the flipping the life and who has the greater power. Like,
yeah,
I love that, and I really hoped we saw more of it, but we didn't, and it's sad.
Yeah, it's a shame. I still think the card is amazing for launch.
Oh yeah, flipping life, yeah, 100%. Oh, and here's a Raditz with blocker.
Yeah, it's the second one.
Awesome. So Raditz Invitation to Battle. Yeah, if you want to run us through it.
I mean, it's just a barrier blocker that costs 2 if your opponent has a Saiyan in play.
Yeah,
in the
like,
battle area.
It's interesting, right?
It is very interesting because you gain control of one of your opponent's Saiyans with 5,000 power or less, which in red, power reduction and things like that is actually really scary. Only Saiyans, though. You can't take Piccolo.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Finn.
Or Finn. Encounter. So this one's like a really nice flavor card. But I don't think it's that good. So Activate Main is looking at the top 7 for a Videl or Broly with 4 or less. And then Activate Battle is choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. Oh no, it's a cards. Okay, maybe it's a little bit better than I thought it was. And it gets -10 for the battle.
It's essentially a 1-cost 10k combo.
Yeah. It's fine. Get that monster a desire. Well, sorry. If your leader card is red, you can add a red desire to your hand.
If your leader card is a red Shenron card, which we still to this day have only one.
Oolong! Yeah, it's weird. It's real weird. Not sure what's going on.
You either get a Dragon Ball from your deck, or you get a Red Desire from your deck. I mean, yeah, it helps you set it up, but it doesn't fit the theme. Gohan had nothing to do with that wish.
Yeah, So I'm hoping we see more wish stuff. Like, this has got to be what it means.
Hopefully.
Otherwise, I'm depressed and it doesn't work. Trunks, some support for Trunks from last set with adding a Tapion Sword to your hand from the deck, which is nice because Tapion Sword's a very interesting card.
Yeah, it's also limit 1, so...
Yeah.
Tapion Sword, you can only activate once.
Yeah.
Per turn, so...
Interesting. Nothing amazing, but at least the promos are on that power level of... They're okay. This Cauliflower Kale is very interesting to me. We have it's treated as yellow, and it
But
can't be
only in the
KO'd.
battle area.
Yeah, yeah, only in the battle area, and it can't be KO'd in battle once per turn. KO'd by skills, completely fine, but it can survive an attack once, which is weird.
I mean, they have each other's back, right? You need to defeat both of them to get them off. I've
Yeah,
to get rid of them.
true, and then you combo and play it in rest mode, but I mean, it seems it costly for the paying the two to play it, but you got to think this is designed for the evolution strategy with Cauliflower Kale, and in that you're running Champ of Vados, which reduces this down to a 110. So essentially, it
Yeah.
becomes a bodyguard that you can evolve on.
And that's dual colored when it's on board and it's protected.
Yeah,
And yeah, the fact is you can evolve on top of them, and you can evolve on any. And she can also be a placeholder for Potara.
that is also true. Yeah, so I actually really do love this card, but like it's nothing, like it's not a must include in a U6 deck. It's
Mm.
nice. It helps the set 7 strategy, but it's not a must
Yeah,
include.
it's more towards set 7, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. And then we have another Raditz here with blocker. Auto limit.
Yes, we have in both colors we have Raditz with blockers, so that Ape actually looks better.
Yeah,
Problem is that those blockers are tournament promos.
exactly. Auto limit 1. When a card in your opponent's hand is sent to the warp by one of your skills, play this card from your hand. Paying a free drop for 1 for warping a card. I kind of like that.
Yep. And you get that blocker, which will enable you that Ape.
Yep.
It's really good.
And then if you leave the card, it's green when this card is played. For every 2 non-block battle cards in your opponent's warp, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 4 or less and KO it. Really good, except if you're against black.
Yeah. It's. I once played Raditz in a tournament, the old one, and I faced against black deck twice in a row. I just left the tournament.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Like, I get why, because black is a generic color, it can go and splash, but this punishes you against black.
But the when Raditz was made into a deck, or into a leader, etc., black already had its own leaders and mono black decks.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand it. Videl Call of Justice is amazing. I love her. She's Heroine Earthling, and she's very much designed to work with the Videl.
Yeah.
She also, if Gohan's in play, she gets blocker, which I think's super neat.
Just for the turn, but still. But if you have two other heroine cards, she's a 10k for 1 drop.
Yeah,
Essentially on the power level of a skillless.
yeah, I agree. It's cool, and she even gets a winner version. So yay, chasing that down. Tails Brutal Punishment. I'm not a fan of this card. I know some people are, but I'm not a fan of it.
I think this card is ridiculous.
Yeah. So, how do you want to go about describing this?
Okay, so yellow deck doesn't flip your opponent's life face up, right?
Right.
And it needs mono green energy to flip the life face up. I agree with all of that, all of those statements. But if you get your opponent down to 1 or 2 life, what is stopping you from charging 1 yellow? Because this one has only 1 specified yellow, and playing this card.
Yeah. I understand that, and I think like that has a lot of utility and can be scary, but I don't think it makes it good.
I think for the green one, it makes it really ridiculous, because with a green one, you need to remember that you decide which card from their life they're taking.
We're agreeing that you're not playing this in the yellow one, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god. Yeah.
Okay. Right. That's fine. So yeah, there are applications in where this card can be great. I will yield that point, and I know it's something you pointed out, so I wanted you to have the glory of it. But I still just think it's super niche. I get it.
It is niche, and I don't think it would be that amazing. But the thing is, you don't need to play that many of them. You just need to get your opponent down to 1 life, and that last life needs to be a battle card, and you can win off with this skill.
Yeah, and that's
Which,
cool, and that is cool.
let's be honest, your opponent is not going to expect.
No, I think it's a nice little sneak. Like in best of three, I could see this as a really nice little strategy to just go bang.
On top of
Um,
that, it is not a ridiculous card to sideboard if we're going to get any deck, popular any deck that flips life face up.
oh, of course, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I'll
Like
give you that.
against King Piccolo, this card would be
Hilarious, actually.
yes.
Yeah. It would be hilarious. I'll give you that. So, like again, I don't think it's very good, but I can understand that it could be pretty good. Then a card that I think is actually amazing because no one saw this coming, Gohan Might Unleash, which is actually set 6 Gohan support.
Oh my.
Like, who saw that coming?
And yet they didn't support that leader from the Bojack leader from that set.
Right? They were like, you know what? We've just made a bad leader. Let's move on. To be fair, the leader's not even bad. It's just that freaking awaken skill is horrible.
I mean, there's a battle card that fixes it.
It's extra steps, right? It's like
Yeah,
just.
you need to see that battle card at the right time.
But yeah, this card's great. It gets you into finishing Blows on Gohan, which is a super fun card. Has one of the best looking SPRs in the game, and yeah, I don't have much more to say other than this is really nice, and I love how we're seeing this now, and I really hope they continue to do tournament packs this way. Because this doesn't make the deck instantly tier 0. Like,
But it makes it catch up a bit.
yeah. And if you were interested in playing it, you might go and pick up some of these promos. If you don't care about the deck, it's nothing that you need. It's not like a Thwart in the Dark Empire. it's not that level. It does also get a winner version, which I think is amazing. There's just something about Gohan at that age when he's in the gi, and it just looks so good.
I guess it is rare enough because Gohan was rarely in a gi.
Especially in the Orange Z Fighter one.
Yeah.
So like, I just think the look's iconic. Like, Bandai already topped themselves when they did the SPR version of the set 14 Gohan.
Yeah.
Where he's like that card is crazy cool. Like, it's one of the best looking cards in the game. So I mean, to even get close to it with this is awesome. Then Broly Unknown Power, which I know is bad, but I can't.
It's so weird.
I know it's bad, but I can't help but love it. Like, it's literally so bad, but I like it. I don't know. Like, don't get this card. It's bad. It's not good. But
No, I don't think anyone would ever look at your life to let you draw 2 cards for a 2-drop.
It's so bad. But I love it. And if they actually do something with this evolve thing, I'm really interested.
Yeah, if they did a bit more with it, sure. But it's that very old Broly deck, right?
So tin foil hat, and we didn't have this going in when we first saw these cards, but now we do, and I think there is actually a plan for this because Broly supports the Black Promo Broly from the movie release, and they've just reprinted the movie Promo Broly in the Mythic booster.
Just have something to do of excusing this promo existing.
Maybe, but I'm just saying, there's evidence that they might try something with it. I don't know.
I would not be surprised if Mythic Booster has the Oolong leader printed as well.
Oh, I would love that. Then we get Mira Vow to the Creator. I love this card. It's so good. It literally is like amazing.
Yeah.
It literally goes into Creator Absorbed if you want it to.
From your hand or warp.
It's so good.
Creator Absorbed from your hand or warp. It's just stupid.
It's so good. Yeah. Other than that, it's really good, and it's over round 3 like Mira like kind of is when he was originally around.
We can actually use this in Finn.
Yeah, because it's an android.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then King. I am still like. We are definitely getting the Finn Mira Absorbed at some point. Well, hopefully. King Vegeta, Great Apes Rule. Interesting card, Arrival for 1, your favourite, but it also has this red auto, which I think is super interesting. When it's played, your opponent chooses 2 cards in the hand and discards them. If they don't, choose up to one of your opponents in the battle area and place it in the drop area. I love that.
Yeah, they get the choice.
And I love how it's red green to arrival, but you pay green for the arrival and then red for the auto.
Yes, we need both colors. Yeah.
I think it's simple, but I love it. And then at the end of your turn, all great cards in your battle area switch to active. We've seen this effect on a King Vegeta rate before. It's a nice throwback. I really appreciate them doing it.
Which King Vegeta?
The yellow one from set 3, the rare.
No, that one was giving barrier.
Never mind.
It was Planet Vegeta that was restanding the eight.
I stand corrected. It's still an effect on all apes, alright? Shush.
It's still load effect.
Look, it got a winner version. It's nice, alright?
It is a load effect. I'll give it that.
Okay. And then SSB Vegeta Blue Ermine.
It's a blocker.
Like, I'm not well enough versed in Vegeta and like the way this is meant to be played to even comment on it. It's nice that it exists, is what I can say.
Oh, it's ramping both players.
Yeah, it's nice that it exists. That's what I'll say on it.
Yeah, I guess.
Then we got Baby Janemba, Malefic Agent of Destruction. So it's an agent of destruction. It's a machine mutant. It's an evil incarnate. It has offering limit 1. So does this mean? No, it doesn't. Does it?
Limit 1
applies to the card.
To the skills of this particular card.
It's not limiting offer, right? Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not doing all the offerings you have.
If your opponent has 5 or more cards in rest mode, negate this card's energy exhaust skill. That's a lot of cards to have in rest mode.
That's easier to do than you would think.
You reckon?
Energy, Unison, Battle Card, Leader.
I guess if
one of each is already 4.
That's true. Alright, fair enough.
So I think you can really easily, especially against aggressive deck, you can very easily have no energy exhaust on this on turn 2 onwards.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. So that wraps us up with the promos, rounding out with a winner version of him as well. Overall, pretty good promos. Nothing too amazing. Some nice legacy support pieces in there. Some nice thematic things. Secret rares, I think, are really good. Potentially, people are underrating them. I've seen a lot of hate for Pan, but I think Pan's probably the one that's going to be a sleeping hit. I think the steal effect is super valuable.
I think Pan will end up similar to the Supreme Kai of Time.
Yeah, 100%. People like wrote her off immediately, and then she's one of the most played secret rares. So overall,
I'm disappointed in secrets a bit.
That's fine. I think, given the way they marketed the set, I think disappointment is an understandable reaction. If this was any other set that wasn't like the 4th anniversary, 4 secret rares, a guest character, I think we'd all be very happy with these secret rares. I think expectations were set and not met.
Yeah.
And I think that's the nicest way of putting it. And I think everyone can learn lessons from this. The community can not get carried away with it. We got carried away with it. And Bandai can try and word things slightly better. Like, even if they're technically correct, doesn't mean we weren't disappointed. But yeah, overall,
for an actual crossover.
Yeah, I think people that were very much expecting something non-Dragon Ball to appear.
Yeah.
Overall, then, with this set as a whole, where do you stand? Should people be skipping it? Should people be focusing on singles? We've talked about a few cards in each of our videos that are worth picking up. Or should you get sealed?
I think some of the super rares are good.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's not over that crucial 60% of super rares.
That's a fine assessment.
So I would put it. There are very good, depending on your colors, I would say definitely go for singles. This is not a set to skip because we have lots of very good cards like the black counterattack, the yellow cards, some of the good green cards, blue cards have decent one, red cards exist.
You can skip Goten. We can justifiably say that.
Red cards exist. There is some decent multicolor cards that revamp some of the strategies. I definitely think this is not a set to open up unless you want to be playing those decks.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Singles is the way to go for Saiyan Showdown. Sadly, if you are getting into the game, I think it's not a bad set to open, because I think you have got like that thematic factor of Goku and Vegeta, Goku, the U6 stuff. The black stuff kind of doesn't work in its bubble, and then red's also a bit of a mess. But I think if you're just getting in and like Dragon Ball and like Goku and Vegeta, I think it's an okay set to open a little bit. But yeah, if you've been playing the game this long, I think singles are the way to go for this set. Sadly, and all the SPRs look amazing, so just pick up the SPRs. Yeah. Overall, I'm gonna give the set a B plus as a grade if we were to grade it.
I think I'm somewhere along the same. As far as the secrets go, um, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say the colored secrets. I think strike me as the worst ones than the black ones.
Oh, I love the black secrets. The SS4 is amazing. I'll stand on a
Both
hill.
SS4 and Pan seem absolutely amazing. SS4 for slow decks, like I said, Milnemba. But I could think of a few other decks that would actually enjoy this. And if it wasn't for the Nappa's Ultimate, I would be thinking of that as a secret for Raditz as well. Plus,
Yeah.
it warps the cards.
That's fair. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This has been our entire breakdown of the Saiyan Showdown set. You can check back on our previous grades in the graded playlist, and we will look at evolving this format for the next set, which will be UW. Well, no, it'll be Mythic Booster. We'll do something for Mythic Booster, but it won't be a full graded.
Mythic Booster doesn't have new.
No, it doesn't. It'll probably just be oh, look at the pretty cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Untapped Potential should be back on your screens. You should have seen at least one episode of it by now. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!